Happy Tuesday everyone, and welcome back to another vlog. I have just gone into town to go visit my doctor. I had a few things to chat to her about already, and that's why I booked the appointment, but then a few other things came up around my heart rate and thoughts about POTS that I'd kind of just been brushing off but have been increasingly getting worse and stopping me from even standing up and walking much. So I decided to bring that up with my doctor today, and she tested my heart rate from sitting down and standing up, and she was very concerned about how high it was. She says it's like almost worse than some of her other POTS patients. So she said there's most likely I definitely have POTS. We just need to do, she's given me a referral to get to cardiology to get a ECG Holter monitor for 24 hours. So that's going to track my heart rate for 24 hours, and I'm going to track if I've been sitting, standing or walking, and what my heart rate is doing, and if it's changing a lot during the day and rising a lot when I am walking, etc. And yeah, she's pretty sure that I have POTS, and she was really, really lovely and helped me out so much. And she also has diagnosed me with chronic fatigue, and she knows about all my endo history, so she is my favorite doctor. She's amazing. So yeah, she's going to refer me to a place that helps with chronic pain, chronic fatigue and POTS. They help with like diet and just lifestyle and just mental health as well, and just turning your life around. Someone's staring at me. So yeah, I went to the doctor's. I'm feeling really good and really well supported by my doctor. I love her. She's great and just feels like I know what to do next. I feel very validated with my symptoms, and I feel like there is a way to help how I'm feeling now. It's not just going to stay like that. Anyway, I went to the op shop after I went to the doctor's, and I went to look at the books because there's always some good books at the op shop, and I'll show you what I got. I first of all found Sunbathing by Isobel Beech. I already own this book, but it was $2 and it's one of my favorite books like of all time. It's a 5-star read for me, so I thought I might just get it so I can gift it to someone for $2 because it's normally about like $30 to buy it. And then the other book that I found was a Brandon Sanderson book. It is The Final Empire, and it's the first in a series, and I have wanted to read Brandon Sanderson for a while. I really want to read his fantasy books, and this is a fantasy novel, so I was excited to find this one for $2 as well. It's a big chunky book, but yeah, I'm in a big fantasy reading mood this year, so I have wanted to dive into some of Brandon Sanderson's work, so I'm very excited to find this one. And that's about it. I'm just currently waiting for my mum. She's buying some groceries. I'm sitting down and resting because I am not feeling great. But yeah, gonna go home and I think I'm gonna read. I've started reading Butter and I am loving it. I think I'm about 150 pages of the way through, and it's quite a long novel, but I'm enjoying it so much. And I'm also reading The Ministry of Time on my Kindle. I got a advanced reader's copy, but it has come out. So I started reading it maybe like a month ago, and then I DNF'd it because I wasn't enjoying it. I was a little bit bored with it and I had lots of other things to read. I just don't think I was in the mood for it. I got about 15% of the way through, and then now it's come out and I've seen it, lots of people raving about it and saying it's like the best book ever. So I feel like I'm missing out. So I'm like, I've picked it back up. I've given it another chance. I've read a few more pages last night of it, and I have gone into it with fresh new eyes, and I think I'm liking it. It's a very interesting concept. It's all about time travel and there's a romance subplot, and it's quite fun. So I'm going to keep reading this one this week, I think, and then also Butter. And then I need to get around to reading The Secret History because I have book club this Sunday, and I need to be a good book club host and actually read the book for book club. And then we're checking out a new library for book club in the city, which is going to be really nice. And yeah, that is my update for today. But yeah, I think I'm just going to sit here and read my Kindle and then head back home and maybe have a little nap. So I'm up to page 295 of Butter, and I am loving this book. It has definitely taken me by surprise. I thought this book was going to go more in a thriller crime direction, and it definitely does follow the crimes of this one lady who was a cook, but it's exploring more topics of feminism and the problems of growing up being a female in Japan. And it's really interesting. It's about a journalist who is investigating the case of this lady who cooked for all these men that she found on dating sites, and then she lured them in with her cooking and then killed them. And she's interviewing her and slowly discovering more about the case, but also discovering more about the underlying sexism and all the problems rooted within that case as well. It's really, really interesting, and I feel like it's going to take a bit of a weird turn. It's kind of feeling that way, but I'm really, really enjoying this one. I have maybe like 180 pages left, and I would love if I could finish it today, because I feel like, so today's Wednesday, and I feel like I'm running out of time to read The Secret History before Sunday, because I know it's a big book. So I'm going to try and finish this one today, and then hopefully get started on The Secret History, which I'm really excited to start, and then I will finish The Ministry of Time if I do have time this week. Otherwise I will finish that off next week. Yeah, some big chunky books to get through this week, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this one, and I've just been reading for most of today and sleeping. Yeah, I have now made it 25% of the way through The Ministry of Time, and I have decided for the second time to DNF this book. Reading it again about a month later after I first DNF'd it, I went in with new, fresh eyes and a hopeful perspective, but I have been reminded of why I was not liking this book in the first place, and I did DNF it for the first time. I just found the book doesn't really introduce the storyline and the characters very well. It kind of just jumps in, and you just don't feel very connected to any part of the story. I also just feel like it's like a mash of like 5 different genres, and it's not making a whole lot of sense. And like the romance is slowly starting to make its way into the book, but I just don't really care about the characters enough to like get excited about it. And I don't know, it's just very disappointing writing as well. The writing style is very boring, and I'm just not connecting with it. So I have made a promise to myself this year: if I'm not liking a book, I will DNF it. Last year I forced myself to get through books that I didn't like, and it ended up putting me into reading slumps. So I am going to DNF this book. Sadly, this book is not for me. I also read reviews saying that a lot of people preferred the first half to the second half, and I'm not even liking the first half, so I just don't think it's worth my time. The Ministry of Time is not worth my time. So yeah, I'm going to spend the rest of my evening trying to read Butter. I'm on my way back to Melbourne. I'm kind of living in 2 different places at the moment because I'm slowly moving back to my parents, but I also still have my place down in Melbourne, and I'm also working once a week at the moment because that's all I can manage, and sometimes I can't even work 1 day a week. But I'm going to work tomorrow, but only for a few hours, and then I've got book club, so that's why I'm going down to Melbourne. Then I'm heading straight back to my parents. So about to go catch the train, and I'm going to read The Secret History on the train. Also, once I get back home to Melbourne, I will update you all on my thoughts on Butter, because I love that book, and I will update you on how far I am into The Secret History. I am about 75 pages at the moment, and I am loving the writing style and the vibes of it. It's great. So yeah, I'll update you once I get home. But yeah, heading back to Melbourne today. everyone. So it's the weekend. It is Saturday and I am exhausted. I just woke up from one of those naps that you take where you wake up and you have no idea where you are, what time it is, and you're just completely wiped out. So sorry if I don't make sense in this video. I feel like I'm all over the place and I'm very exhausted. But that's what work does to me. I only worked 3 hours today, or 3.5 hours. And my body and everything feels like I worked like a 10-hour shift. Like, it just takes it out of me. I do want to quit my job because I'm a florist and it's very physical work, but I'm currently going through the process of applying for disability payment. And it's all complicated and they haven't accepted it yet, so I feel like it will complicate matters more if I quit my job. And I don't really have another job lined up at the moment. Wow, my brain's not braining. This happens to me every week. At the end of the week, I'm just brain dead. Just no thoughts. Brain empty. But I really wanted to talk to you about what books I have read this week. I've only read Butter and I am halfway through The Secret History, which I'm loving. I'm loving this book so much. I read book 1, so the books I've read into 2 parts, book 1 and book 2. So I'm up to book 2 and book 1 was really good. I like the writing style, I like the vibes, I like it much more than The Goldfinch. I like the dark academia. Also, Butter, I wanted to give a review for Butter. I rated the book 4 stars. It was very different to what I was expecting, but pleasantly surprised. It was very much a discussion on feminism and beauty standards for Japanese women and a lot of descriptions of food, like a lot. And if you're hungry and you're reading this book, like I was, don't do it to yourself, because the food, the most amazing descriptions of food, like mouth-watering. I think I want to go back and like highlight all of them because she goes into detail and like how to make them, and I want to go back and like cook some of these recipes. But yeah, it was very delicious, very interesting. The ending left you a bit like still questioning what the truth is, which I like. I feel like that suited the novel because it kind of made its point. But yeah, I really liked Butter, pleasantly surprised. And yeah, it wasn't just a crime novel, it was like very much a character growth and talk on feminism, and yeah, it was great. I really liked it. And if you like any Japanese translated literature, then you will love Butter. I've heard some people said it's similar to Breast and Eggs in the feminism sense, which I haven't read, so maybe I should pick that up. But yeah, it was really good. And yeah, now I just need to try and finish like 300 pages before tomorrow, because tomorrow's book club. And I was like, oh, I'll get home from work and I'll just smash it out. I just passed out in bed, so I need to finish this tonight, which honestly I don't know if I will. I kind of just want to have a lazy night in watching the footy and not thinking. But maybe I will because I've had a big nap, so I'll probably end up staying up later. And then I can always finish it off tomorrow before book club or even after. I know a lot of the girls haven't finished it because it is a chunky book. Hello, I'm currently very cozy. I'm on my little beanbag chair and I'm watching the footy and kind of dozing off. These are my bookshelves behind me. I went through all my books yesterday to go through ones that I could throw out. And sorry, I'm shaking. I'm trying to throw out some books because when I go back to my parents, I can't have as many as I have right now. They all need to be able to fit on my 2 shelves, and I've got overflowing of books. So I've made 2 big bags to donate and also give to some friends. So yeah, it was actually nice to cleanse some of the books because some of them I just don't want to have won't get around to reading, or books that I read that I didn't like that I don't want to keep. And yes, I'm going to give some of those books to some of the girls in book club tomorrow. I'm going to try my hardest to get to book club tomorrow because I wasn't able to go last month because I wasn't feeling well, because I always work on Saturdays and then book club is on Sunday, and I'm currently feeling like I've been hit by a train and every muscle hurts and my head hurts, and I'm crashing really bad after work as I normally do. But if I get a lot of sleep tonight, hopefully I can still make it to book club. I'm gonna push through because I really want to see the girls, and then I'll just go and rest for the rest of the week. It is Sunday night. I am incredibly tired. I feel like I have the biggest bags under my eyes, but I have finished The Secret History. I went to book club today. I managed to make it. We went and visited the new library in the city. It was really nice, and lots of like communal spots to sit and talk and read. And there were only a few of us. A lot of the girls had to cancel, and a lot of the girls hadn't read the book. Yeah, there was only a handful of us, and I was trying so hard to finish The Secret History by the time book club came around, but I had about 100 pages left by the time I got to book club. So I read 200 pages between last night and 1 p.m. today, but yeah, I didn't get to finish The Secret History in time. But of all the girls that came, only one had finished it, and the other girl was halfway through, and I was almost at the end. So we were able to talk about the first half of the book, and then the girl that had finished it was really excited for me to finish it so that we could both talk about the ending. And I was shocked at the ending. I don't want to do any spoilers on here, but I think I was actually quite happy with how it ended. I feel like I was satisfied with the ending. I'm still a little bit confused by some of the parts in the book, but I definitely think that all the characters were very unlikable, but I liked reading about them in a way. And I was really annoyed by Bunny, but that was definitely the point. And I ended up hating Henry, which I didn't really care for him, but I didn't mind him until like the second half. But yeah, I really liked the whole like vibe and the setting and the dark academia and everything about the book. I liked the how the crime like revealed itself and the stressful pacing of the book. I felt like I was part of their group and I was gonna get caught out by the police. I was so anxious reading it, and I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna get caught, something bad's gonna happen, this is not gonna go to plan. So that was fun. It was very much a page turner, and yeah, I ended up rating it 4.5 stars. It was very different to what I was expecting. I feel like when there's a book that's been hyped up so much, you start to like visualize what it looks like in your own head, and I'm very much a visual reader. When I read something, I visualize it like extremely vividly in my head, and I had already like planned out kind of what The Secret History was supposed to look like, and then reading it, it was different to what I had made up. So that was interesting, but I was pleasantly surprised. I did like it. I definitely would recommend it, and I definitely liked it more than The Goldfinch. I feel like The Goldfinch went on for too long and had the same like beautiful descriptive writing that she does, but just kept going on and on and on, and I was like, get to the point. But with The Secret History, I feel like that really long, descriptive, beautiful writing really suited the story, and I did enjoy it, and I felt like it flew past really quickly. So yeah, that is my review of The Secret History. I'm gonna head to bed and have the longest sleep ever, and I'm gonna end the vlog here. But if you watched
all the way to the end, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching and all your support, and I will see you next week for another reading book.